So let's talk about what is self-esteem and why it is important and how we can develop it. So the first things first, let's try to understand what self-esteem really is. Self-esteem is fundamentally it's the reputation we have with ourselves. How do we think about ourselves? How do we feel about ourselves? And how do we judge ourselves? And this is what Nathaniel Branden said. He said, of all the judgments we pass in life, none is as important as the one we pass on ourselves. So really important. The judgment we pass on ourselves is the most important judgment we have in life. And there are two components to self-esteem: self-efficacy and self-respect. What is self-efficacy? Self-efficacy is this trust in yourself that you can handle life, that you and I can make it happen, that you will persist in face of challenges and not give up, and that you can go after your biggest dreams and ambitions and goals and desires. And the other component is self-respect. The self-respect component is the fact that you believe you're worthy of happiness, of love, of kindness, of fruits of your own effort, and you believe you're valuable in this world, and you believe you have a right to be successful, you have a right to be, and you are deserving of your goals and dreams and ambitions and everything else that life presents you. So the two components of self-esteem, again, self-efficacy and self-respect. Now, here's something that most people never get. The fact that self-esteem is inside of us. What that means is that you don't get it from outside things like material possessions or, marrying someone or dating someone or philanthropy and giving something to some people. That's not the way it works. It comes from your own feelings and how you think about and feel about yourself, not how someone else thinks and feels about you. And you will never get it from others. That's just not self-esteem. So we should stop looking for approval from outside. And this is what Nathaniel Branden said. He said, if my aim is to prove I'm enough, the project goes on to infinity because the battle was already lost on the day I conceded the issue was debatable. Most people are trying to prove that they are enough. But as soon as we try to prove that we're enough, we've already lost the battle, because as soon as we say that we're trying to prove we're enough, we already know that we're not enough. So really important to understand that we can't be looking for the approval outside. It is never over. It's something that we'll do it all our lives, because we can never win over everyone. Now, let's try to understand how we can build self-esteem. Now, taking action is the cornerstone of building self-esteem. Now, self-esteem is not something that you just have one day. It's something that you work on. It's a function of what you do. It's a function of what the individual does. So, and it's something that you can practice and work on and build over time. So, and don't try to do everything in one go. It's small, step-by-step practice, incremental practice over and over time. So Nathaniel Branden talks about the 6 pillars of self-esteem. And the first pillar of self-esteem is the practice of living consciously. So let's dig into what does it mean to live consciously. The idea of living consciously, really, it boils down to becoming aware. We need to become aware. We need to become conscious of everything that is happening in our life. We need to wake up. So, for example, the practice of living consciously entails being able to distinguish facts and interpretations and emotions. For example, if someone says something to you and you get really angry, well, if you're not conscious, you would probably just say, "Oh, I am angry." But if you're conscious, you would understand that your feeling is not the truth, and what they said is your perception, and then how you interpreted this was another thing, and then something happened which allowed you to feel. So there's a big distance between what they said and how you feel. However, you connected everything and you just became angry. So living consciously means being able to create that distinction in ourselves, to distance ourselves from the different aspects of ourselves, and to be able to see them separately. And another example of living consciously is to become aware of our values and their roots and how they came into being, how we got these values, and if needed, changing those values. For example, my most fundamental values are learning and growing and becoming a better person every day, and also doing something great in this world. So these are values I live by every day. Ambition, another really important value for me. So that's some of the examples of living consciously, of understanding that living consciously is a key to self-esteem. Now, another example of living consciously is just aligning our actions with our purpose, just knowing whether our actions are in alignment with our purpose, and then taking action accordingly. Really important key to living consciously. So now let's talk about the real, like, how do we live consciously? How do we live more consciously? And this is a beautiful exercise. It's called sentence completion. And what it does, the sentence completion exercise, what it does is it actually taps into our untapped resources. It's a really simple exercise, but it taps into the fact that we have more knowledge than we're aware of. We have more wisdom than we normally use. We have more potential than we typically use. And this exercise will tap into these resources. So how do we do it? Well, there are sentence stems that you can complete. And what you want to do is write a minimum of 6 endings to each of these sentence stems. So once when I give you the sentence stem and you complete it, it should make a full sentence. And what you want to do is work as rapidly as possible and not think too much, not overthink it. And don't worry if an ending seems to be too far into the realm of truth or possible or not possible. And if it's not real, if you don't feel it's real, or if it's even possible. Now, here's the exercise. It's something that it has helped me tremendously, and I think it's one of the most powerful exercises you can do on building self-esteem. So in the beginning of the day, every day, here's what you want to do. You want to write down. Now, you can pause this video and bring your paper and pencil, because this is going to be something that you want to do on a daily basis. Here's the first one. If I bring 5% more awareness to my activities today, if I bring 5% more awareness to my activities today, and now complete this sentence in 6 different ways. Make a full sentence in 6 different ways. Write as fast as you can. Complete these sentences. The second question, if I bring 5% more, the second sentence stem, if I bring 5% more awareness to my priorities, and then again, complete this 6 different completions. Do this. Pause the video, do it. Once you've done that, another sentence stem you can do is, if I bring 5% of awareness, 5% more awareness to my fear of whatever you have, whatever you might be fearing. Or you can do, if I bring 5% more awareness to whatever challenge you are having right now, and then do a sentence completion for that. The possibilities are endless. You can do it for every different thing that you want to work on or improve on, or that you want to become more consciously aware of and handle in your life. Now, once you do that, you're done for the morning. In the evening, at the end of the day, what you want to do is come back and do this exercise in a different way. What you want to do is, here's the sentence stem you want to complete. When I reflect, what happens when I bring 5% more awareness to my activities? So we started off in the morning, we had this question, if I bring 5% more awareness to my activities today, and you completed those sentence stems. And in the evening, you reflect back and you say, when I reflect, what happens when I bring 5% more awareness to my activities? And then again, write those sentence stems. And then you can do the same for all these different sentence stems as well that you did in the morning. Do the reflection on them in the evening. Do this for every day, Monday through Friday. Don't read your answers from prior days. And on the weekend, read your completions and then write 6 endings for this question. If any of what I wrote is true, it would be helpful if I, and then write 6 completions for this sentence stem. Okay, so there we have it. The first pillar of self-esteem, which is the practice of living consciously. There are 5 other pillars: the practice of self-acceptance, self-responsibility, self-assertiveness, living purposefully, and personal integrity. So this is one of our 90 videos from our 2x mental toughness course, the 90-day mental toughness course. Now, why did we decide to produce a course on mental toughness? Because in all my conversations with some of the greatest thinkers of our times, in all my conversations with my entrepreneurial friends, in all my conversations and my reading hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books, there's one thing that always stands out. The difference between people who are successful and people who are not is what some people call it persistence, some people call it perseverance, some people call it mental strength, some people call it grit. No matter how you cut it, that is the most important ingredient of success. It is by far the most important ingredient. And all these books from all these different philosophies, Stoic philosophy to Zen philosophy to NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, to rational therapy, which is in some ways cognitive behavioral therapy, and building self-image, or working with, or even Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, and people like executive coaches and CEOs and Navy SEALs, they've all talked about this idea of building a tougher, grittier, more persistent, more resilient self, because that is the ultimate indicator of success. Maybe you are an entrepreneur and you're struggling right now, and you're in the trenches, and you feel beat up, and you feel kind of defeated. You feel like you're depressed. You don't even feel like waking up in the morning and facing the world. This is the course for you, because every day you wake up and you get your daily dose of knowledge. And not only that, you get one action. You get to take action on that knowledge, and you build your mental toughness, and you do this over 90 days. Imagine the tool set you will accumulate over 90 days, 90 great ideas on building your mental strength. And this knowledge is a compression of 250 hours of reading of 40 books. If you were to try to read these books over a 90-day period, it would take you a long time. It would take you 250 hours, around 2 to 3 hours per day of reading. So, and with these videos, you will also get action. You'll also get clickable mind maps for all the big picture and the details. I mean, you've seen these mind maps in the videos. They're so helpful. You can just dig into the level of detail that you want and then zoom out. This is the kind of stuff that you can't even get when you're reading a real book, because you can never get that level of perspective, that higher layer bird's eye view of the book, and then just zoom in really quickly and snoop in on the smallest possible detail. That's the beauty of these mind maps, and you'll get 40 of these mind maps on each of the books that we cover. And of course, the pricing. So right now the course is at a reduced price. We're giving away an early adopters discount. When the course goes live on August 15th, the launch day on August 15th, the course will be $99. But right now, you can get it for $59. The price will go up next week. So if you want to become one of the early adopters, I'm going to reward you. I'm going to give you the lowest possible price today. And I want you inside the program. I really strongly believe in this program. I really believe we have created one of the most powerful programs in the field of building mental toughness. And I know this will really, really, really help you. And if it does not, here's your guarantee. I'm giving you a 120-day money-back guarantee. So you have all the time in the world to try out this course. And if you don't like it, just return it. Just tell me you don't like it, or just send me an email and you want to cancel it. I will cancel it right away. Gladly, I'll do that for you. So if you want the course, just click here and get the course, or click on the card above in your mobile phone. Until next time, my friends, go out and live a courageous life.